Tak klik kot. Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'd. Okay. Actually, I prefer to converse in English. So if that's okay with the audience, so I should proceed with English. So okay kan kalau saya proceed dalam bahasa Inggeris? Jepun. Okay. Saya boleh bahasa Jepun sedikit, tapi saya prefer untuk bahasa Inggeris. Okay, so dengan izin pengerusi majlis, saya nak berbahasa Inggeris lah. Campur lah, rojak kot. Okay. Alright. Alright, so on 20th December 2012, 2 weeks before that, okay, I'm not talking about 20th December 2012, but 2 weeks before 20th December 2012, I had a conversation with an old guy, in the hospital, and I asked him a question, and he was in hospital, in ICU, and I asked him, how do you feel, sitting on a bed, being old, being sick, how do you feel? And then this old guy answered me, well, living unhappily is one thing, and dying is another thing. I had my happy life, and now it's my time to die. Okay, alright. Okay, so how do you feel about it? I mean, you look so fine about dying and being old. So why would, and no one said, gee, I wish I were old. People always say, gee, I wish I were young. But no one ever said, gee, I wish I were old. And then he answered, that's the thing about our people, specifically human. We worship youth, the fear of aging, the fear of dying. And you know what that means? And I said, no, I don't know what that means. It means life that hasn't found meaning. When you wish that you were young again, it means that you haven't had a satisfaction throughout your life. Alright. And then 2 weeks after that conversation, that old guy passed away. Okay, on 20th December 2012. He passed away out of stroke. And that old guy happens to be my late grandfather. Alright? Okay, that was sad. Okay. So, he left me with 1,000 question marks. Why is he so calm about dying? When we talk about death, it's always about anxiety. It's always about discomfort. No matter how pious we are, we're not prophet. We're not the companions. Talking about death is not something that we want to listen. If we talk about death, it creates some kind of anxiety, some kind of discomfort, some kind of unpleasant feeling. And when you keep talking death to other people, you might think, do you have something else to talk about? Let's switch topic. Let's don't talk about death. Let's talk about something else. All right. And yeah, I do feel anxiety. Thinking what's actually going on. And he died, and I was still puzzled. And here I am today, standing in front of you guys, trying to talk about death. Okay, so I'm going to talk about death today. Ooh, death. No, let's talk about something else. Don't talk about death. You don't want to listen about death. No, I will talk about death. Okay, and here, in front of you guys, I will talk about death. So what is it about death? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps saying about death. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam keep telling the companion, keep telling to his hadith about death. What is it about death? Can't we talk something about life? Enjoy? Friday night, Universe have some party going on. Okay, well, why do we have to talk about death? No, I want to talk about death. Okay? And when we talk about death, it's always about sadness. It's always about dying. It's always about unhappiness. It's never a happy thing when we talk about death. And that's how we describe death. It's all about negative things. Death is about all negative things. That's what we know. That's what we understand. Death, negative. Death, negative. There's nothing positive about death. But there's one thing that we're missing here about death is that we always talk about all the negative things about death, but we never know what actually death can offer us. We never even thought about what death can offer us. And what death can offer us is this. If we can accept the fact that we can die anytime, we will lead our lives differently. if we can accept the fact that we can die anytime, we will value every second that clock is ticking. If we can accept the fact that we can die anytime, we will do everything as if it was our last. Okay? And that's the thing. That's the magical thing about death. Okay? When we think about death, and remember about death, why Allah keep telling us to remember death, why Prophet ﷺ keep narrating hadith telling us to remember death, is because of this magical little thing that when we remember death, we push ourselves to our limits. We push ourselves to our limits, making use of every second that clock is ticking, and at the end of the day, we will have a satisfaction life. And at the end of the day, we won't go and sitting at one corner and say, I wish I were young again. I wish I could turn back time. I wish, that I should have started this when I was young. This thing won't happen. And the earth, living in this earth, we only live in this earth once. We don't have two chances. We're not cats. Cats have 9 lives. That's what they said. No, it's not true. Okay? We don't have second chance. We live in this earth once. So make use of it. The earth is a garden where we plant our seeds, and later on the hereafter, we will pluck and enjoy it. And before I end my speech, okay, that's the thing about remembering death, is that we will lead our lives differently. We will lead a life full of meaning. They say, we begin with an end in mind. And that is our end. And what they say is that when you know how to die, you will know how to live. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.